Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel again. Thank you for being here. And today I have a very special video for you guys. Today we're gonna be reviewing the Metafy's replay review system, like live with you guys here. This is a very important feature in my opinion for a lot of different games, and especially Pokemon VGC now has like this option to get some reviews on Metafy's platform. Like for those of you that are unaware, Metafy is a coaching platform. Basically, these guys offer any kind of coaching for like different levels, different games, and it's really good. I've been working with them like for the past 8 months or so, and I highly recommend to give it a try. And yeah, basically they launched this beta replay review system where you kind of have the option to watch some videos from students that upload to the system, and you can write some comments on specific timestamps and give some feedback, and also like use different tools so you can even draw into the screen and point out different things. And it's really great for like a lot of different games, but for Pokemon VGC is actually very good as well, because you can write comments in specific turns where you can like analyze all the different possibilities that can happen in a given turn, and at the same time you can like just keep the feedback there because it's gonna be there forever in the platform. So that's awesome. We're gonna be reviewing the whole system a little bit, and also I'm gonna be doing some replay review with you guys live here, so you can also have like my perspective of how I would like to give the feedback to the players. And also this can be probably helpful for some of you to like learn a little bit more how to analyze properly the game. So without much to say, let's just go to the beta system, the replay review, and let me click it. I have some replays here. Let's begin with this, which is one best of 3, I think, from one of the players that uploaded the footage here. And this is basically the whole like tool. This is the whole tool. I'm gonna put here the speed. I'm gonna make it faster. I'm gonna also stop here on team preview so we can have like a better perspective of both teams here. And also like I'm gonna explain really fast like the whole replay review system. As you can see, this is the screen. You have also the left, at the bottom left, you have the option to just like start typing your comment. You have also the timestamp there, and it's very good. I think it's a very good tool. You also have, of course, some tools here to have like circle, to add lines, to add some brush with different colors as well. You can like draw on the screen directly. And let's see. This is also, remember, this is beta, so these guys are definitely gonna implement even more features, amazing features here. And okay, let's just focus now on the replay. We have a Yveltal team against a Lunala team. Like, that's probably the worst matchup that you can imagine, right? Yveltal, Raichu, Rillaboom, Landers, Volcarona, and Urshifu Water. This is an open team sheet best of 3, by the way, so both players know each other's teams and sets and items. And the other player is using Lunala with Power Herb, Incineroar Safety Goggles, Lurantis, Solbest, Takataka, Life Orb, Choice Scarf Ditto, and Focussash Tapu Lele. The Yveltal is a Solbest, Raichu is Sash, Rillaboom is a Miracle Seed, also Landers is Citrus Berry, I think, Leftovers, Volcarona, and Choice Scarf Urshifu. So from the Lunala player's perspective, this is a very tough matchup. Like, of course, this is almost a hard Trick Room team, and you kind of want to be in Trick Room at all times and invest your resources correctly, right? So, of course, you have Fake Out, you can set up Trick Room. Normally, Lunala is an amazing Trick Room setter, like because of Shadow Shield. You can just set up the Trick Room almost guaranteed when you lead with a Fake Out user. There's no redirection on this team, but I think going Incineroar or Lunala is probably the best. I don't see any other play. Like, if you can go Stack Attacka, I guess. Like, with Stack Attacka, they can Fake Out Stack Attacka. That's the thing. Like, they have double Fake Out with Raichu and Rillaboom. They could Fake Out Stack Attacka, so it's better. It's probably safer to go Lunala, even though the opponent is probably just gonna lead Yveltal, right? This team doesn't have enough tools to beat Yveltal on paper. Like, Stack Attack is one, but Other than that, it's pretty tricky. Yeah, there's Yveltal, Rillaboom, and Yveltal against Lunala and Incineroar. You know your opponent has the faster Fake Out here. You get the Intimidate on the Rillaboom, which is nice. Remember, this Rillaboom is holding Miracle Seed, it has Fake Out and Protect. You turn Grassy Glide. So you could technically go for a Fake Out here, I guess, but it's kind of obvious, right, that the Rillaboom is going to Fake you out first. I guess if you want to block the potential Grassy Glide into Lunala to break Shadow Shield, this Yveltal has Dark Pulse, has also Snarl, Foul Play, and Oblivion Wind. No Sucker Punch, I think. So, yeah. I think he brought in the bag Sakataka. I think this could be an okay spot to bring to hard switch Incineroar into Sakataka. But it is quite risky. It is quite risky because the opponent could go for a Fake Out, but at the same time the opponent could go for a Grassy Glide into the Lunala. But you kind of have to imagine he is going to try to stop the Incineroar from faking out the Yveltal, because Yveltal can get like a Snarl off. So I think he's going to go for a Fake Out, but yeah, the Rillaboom's going to go for a Fake Out first. So if anything, I would probably just like, let me type this for him. Considering the really bad matchup, and the turn 1 context, I think going for a Fake Out is not incorrect. It's not incorrect, but the play you probably have to expect from the opponent is a Fake Out into your Incineroar to stop your Fake Out, so his Yveltal can go for a dark type attack like for free. So with that in mind, probably it would have been better to hard switch Incin into Sakataka and Trick Room. Although that's risky, it is what you have to go for on bad matchups like this sometimes. Yeah, I just wanted to point out that this is not an incorrect play. Like, you kind of want to also stop the Grassy Glide from Rillaboom to break your Shadow Shield so the Yveltal can get a knockout. But given the context, right? Like, the opponent has a free Dark type attack into Lunala if the Incineroar is Fake Out. You flinch it, and then Yveltal gets the free attack. So I think it's better to anticipate to that and just hard switch Incineroar into Sakataka, playing a little bit aggressive there, but that's how you have to play this very bad matchups. You put the pressure there, and then at least on game 1, you try to force him to make that, like, not necessarily a mistake, but that play that you can take advantage of. Yeah, so we just click send, and then like this square here is gonna appear with all this message, this comment, so he can go to it at any time he wants, and we can continue just like adding more comments, which is nice. So I'm gonna click play and resume this. He went for a Fake Out into the Incineroar, and the Yveltal went for Snarl, and Lunala actually avoided it. That's actually huge, because now your Shadow Shield is intact and you are not -1 special attack. I think just hard switching into stack attack would have been amazing, because then you have like a free attack immediately with Fortress or Trick Room. And even though it is not guaranteed the opponent is going to fake out Incineroar, the fact that he had the pressure in the first place was probably enough for you to go for that play. Now he switches out into Urshifu, which is a Scarf, and goes into Trick Room. Then Throw Chop here gets a crit. Meteor Beam, I don't think Meteor Beam is going to be enough, right? I think here, if anything, you're stuck with Incineroar. You don't want to be stuck with Incineroar here. Like, yes, he got it correctly. Like, let me point this out. Like, you got the Throw Chop correctly because the opponent didn't cover for it. Let's say it in nice words. Didn't cover for it. I think he misplayed a little bit probably. But in hindsight, probably you you would, how can I say this? You would have been in a better spot by hard switching. No, not hard switch. Just going for a party shot. By going for a party shot into Yveltal. So you bring Stakataka to put more pressure in Trick Room. Yeah, you got the Throw Chop correctly because the opponent didn't cover for it, to be honest. But in hindsight, probably you would have been in a better spot by going for a party shot into Yveltal. So you bring Sakataka to put pressure in Trick Room, like immediately, to put real pressure, let's say, in Trick Room. Yep. Like, he had to take advantage of the fact that the Yveltal missed the Snarl, I think. Like, it's not in a bad spot, but I think Sakataka in Trick Room would have been even better, right? So now, let's see, let me fast forward a bit. Yveltal switches out. You double the Yveltal, right? Yeah. You go for a Flare Blitz and a Moongeist Beam. I guess you can Moongeist Beam the... Yeah, you can... Because the Yveltal was already in range, you just Flare Blitz the Yveltal and you just Moongeist Beam the Urshifu. Yeah, in that situation, it's definitely the correct play. Yeah, from that range, you're definitely gonna kill with Flare Blitz. And now you just... What do you have in the bag? I think you just Moongeist Beam the Rillaboom and Flare Blitz the Yveltal, right? Fake out. Moongeist Beam into the Rillaboom. Oh! He went for Moongeist Beam into the Yveltal, actually. Yeah. I think that's just not needed. I think here best play is to Flare Blitz Yveltal and Moongeist Beam the Rillaboom slot, because that's a guaranteed knockout. That's a... Yeah, that's a guaranteed knockout. And you pressure the Yveltal with a Flare Blitz if the Rillaboom doesn't fake you out. I think here the best play is to Flare Blitz Yveltal and Moongeist Beam the Rillaboom slot, because that's a guaranteed knockout. Whereas on the other hand, going into the Yveltal, like as you guys just saw, it's not guaranteed. And you put pressure into the Yveltal with the Flare Blitz if the Rillaboom doesn't fake you out. Yep. Let's continue. He went for a what's it called? Oblivion Wing. Oblivion Wing, Snarl. Yeah, now you just Flare Blitz the Evil Tail and Moongai Swing the Rillaboom. Rillaboom protected. Oh, Sucker Punch. I think it... Is that incorrect? Like, I don't think he put Sucker Punch there. Yeah, I think he saved the... I think he saved, like, just a... What's it called? Like a clip. Because the Evilda shouldn't have Sucker Punch. According on the team sheet. Yeah, according to the team sheet he sent to me, the Evilda shouldn't have Sucker Punch. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, you just cover for, like, at least for this game. And then you Flare Blitz. Lele is faster. I think Trick Room already ended. Yeah, Trick Room already ended, so Lele's faster. Ribbon just protected. And at this point, you just Parting Shot, bring this Taka and you just attack with both, right? Because the Side Shock should be a 2-shot, and even if it's not, like Lele Sash. Oh, it is not actually. And he went for an Air Power into the Lele, predicting this Taka to protect. But yeah, that was game. That was game. That was a, like, okay game. Let's fast forward to the next one. Oh, yeah, I suppose he disconnected because, like, of the team sheet mistake. The Evilto shouldn't have Sucker Punch, I think. So they're probably, like, finding a way to talk to the judge or something. So let me fast forward again. Yeah, there's again the connection. So going into game 2 now. You won game 1 against a very, very bad matchup. But it is also true that he didn't get his Gnar that turn, so your now had a chance to go for a really powerful attack. It's still tricky though, even though you won. Like, RNG wasn't your favorite in that crucial moment. I think you could on paper go for a Tapu Lele lead, but the Urshifu Scarf. No, I think the lead is probably the best you have. You kind of have to go for aggressive, like an aggressive switch in if he repeats this time the Rillaboom's lead. Actually, he led with Raichu and Urshifu this time around. That's interesting. So, okay, so faster Fake Out, the chance to just get rid of the Incineroar immediately with the Fake Out Surgeon Strikes. Is that bad? I don't think that's bad. You know, it's Scarf. You can let it die and you just bring Tapu Lele. Yeah, given the bad matchup, I would just Trick Room here. Not even Fake Out, just probably Flare Blitz the Raichu. Probably just Flare Blitz the Raichu to break the Sash. He went for a Fake Out. I think, like, this play is not incorrect, but I would have just Flare Blitz the Raichu to break the Sash. If he, like, gets a knockout on Incineroar, that's fine. Nozzle is a little bit annoying. Like, he stopped Incineroar from dying this previous turn, but it's still gonna be a dead Incineroar now, I guess. Yeah, there's a Surgeon Strikes into the Incineroar, right? Yeah, Incineroar is gone. You have a free switch in here. This switching is important because you cannot bring Sakataka necessarily. I mean, Sakataka shouldn't die from Surgeon Strikes. You know your Lele under speeds. The opponent is gonna bring Evilto pretty much here. I think it's almost guaranteed, right? It's almost guaranteed he's gonna bring Evilto. So you can probably gain more by bringing Tapu Lele here, I think. Yeah, now you have Tapu Lele. You know you underspeed the Urshifu, but he also has the Evilto. Like, I guess going for the Sakataka might have been better actually, because then you double the Urshifu with your Life Orb. Like, Gyro Ball, Moongai Spin should be enough. And if the Yveltal attacks Lunala, you then have a first vision to Lele. So I'm not sure if this is necessarily incorrect, but I think this is probably fine. Just bringing Stack Attacker would have been better though. Let's see. I think in this situation, the opponent knows that you are under speed. He knows that you know his Scarf, right? You can double their Urshifu, sorry, the Yveltal, predicting the Urshifu to switch out into, like, I don't know, Volcarona if he has it, or Landers, or Rillaboom even. But the turn order is this way. Lunala should move first, Yveltal second, Lele third, and Urshifu last. There's a switch out into the Landers. I think if anything, I would have doubled the Yveltal with Meteor Beam Moonblast. Oh, Yveltal dodge the Meteor Beam. That's huge in Dark Pulse. But he went for Side Shock. Like, it is tricky. I know it's tricky. Like, he's covering his safest play. He's just going for the safest play, covering his odds. Like, if the Urshifu attacks, you just lose Tapu Lele. So it's not technically incorrect. The problem with this is, like, you have a really tough matchup that you kind of want to, especially when you're one game ahead, you kind of want to force the opponent that he plays offensively by having the pressure. I think doubling the Yveltal, I mean, the Lunala just missed the attack anyways, but doubling the Yveltal and, like, the opponent knowing that he can just lose Urshifu immediately probably would have been enough for him to get, like, a huge attack there. He brings back the Urshifu. You kind of have to double there at this point. Fabling Sakataka, doing a lot. I think you should have just doubled. I think I would have doubled the Landers. I mean, Landers had the option to protect. That's also true. Yeah, the opponent's just switching and dancing and switching. Intimidating Sakataka. Dark Pulse. Side Shock here, but I think this is the last one of Trick Room, right? This is the last one of Trick Room. Yep, it is the last one of Trick Room. So basically this previous turn, let me just go back. Yeah, here. Once Lunala went down, you have 2 more turns of Trick Room. You know the Landers can protect. You know the Yveltal cannot. You could double the Yveltal with, like, Jarble Moonblast. But again, the Landers there can just Earth Power you. I think, again, based on how the opponent is playing, you kind of have to go for an aggressive play, which is not technically a read, just an aggressive play, and attack the Yveltal, because I think it is very likely the Landers is going to either protect or switch out. So doubling the Yveltal probably wins you the game this turn, because then the opponent has to bring the Urshifu, which cannot protect. Yeah, but based on how the opponent is playing, or has been playing, I would say, you kind of have to go for an aggressive play here. and attack the Evil Tail, because I think it's very likely the lander is going to either protect or switch out. So doubling the Evil Tail probably wins you the game this turn, because then the opponent has to bring the Urshifu the next turn, which cannot protect. So you just Psy Shock it and Jarble the landers, and then like Lele wins against landers. Yeah, he just basically tried to play too safe, I think, and the opponent took advantage of that, and he decided to dance around him with like the Urshifu and landers switching in, switching out. I think that's what probably happened here. And then like there's the Urshifu switching again, right? But at that point, yeah, you can attack the Evil Tail, as we were saying. Like now, you are gonna double in the Urshifu here. But it's the last turn of Trick Room anyways. It's the last turn of Trick Room, so even if you get it correctly at this point, Trick Room ends, and yeah, the Urshifu just comes back, is faster, can just Surgeon Strikes things, and it's over. He got a crit there, which definitely mattered here, because the Lele did less than 50% the first time. Yeah, but now the game's over. Yeah, it was over. He just Surgeon Strikes and Foul Play or whatever here. Surgeon Strikes into the Lele if he wants. Yep. You cannot even protect in front of this monster. And Dark Pulse just to seal the game here. Okay. Now, you go into game 3. And you don't have like too many options, to be fair. You just have to repeat this. Just find a way that you can bring this Taka without losing that much. I think like the turn 1 play against the Raichu, like the fake out into Urshifu and let the Raichu there. I think you probably just could have just Flare Blitz the Raichu and Trick Room. So that way the next turn you just Flare Blitz the Raichu again with Instant and just attack the Urshifu slot. If Incineroar is still there. If turn 1 the Urshifu just attacks Incineroar, and you have a free switching, which is what you want. You want a free switching, so your Taka can start getting damage and getting boosts. So here we are, same lead from both, similar to game 2. I think here, if anything, just Flare Blitz to Raichu and Trick Room. Like you don't have a switching, you just have to let it go. Trick Room, I don't think you have to fake it. Like Urshifu is not pressuring anything here against your Lunala. Yeah, it's better than Cinder goes down. He went for a U-turn this time around though, breaking the Moongai's beam, and he brings Yveltal now, and you have the Trick Room. But the Shadow Shield is broken. He's gonna double the Yveltal here. I'm not sure if you have to double the Yveltal. I think if anything, I would prefer to Flare Blitz or Raichu, and Moongai's being the Yveltal, because then Taka just comes and clean. You're not like Flare Blitz is not gonna be enough. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough based on how much damage it did last time. Yeah, it does around like 35%. That's not Meteor Beam range. Let's see if he misses this time around though. Okay, he didn't, but I don't think that's enough. Yeah, it was not enough. It was not enough. And foul play. Yeah. I would have preferred to break the Sash on Raichu though. Let me write that down. Here. I think here, let's see. I think here you don't gain much by going for the Flare Blitz into Yveltal, since it is most likely not going to be enough going to be enough based on the damage you did on game 2. So if anything, attacking the Raichu to break the sash feels overall more beneficial, since once Lunala goes down, you have a free switch in to Stakataka to start getting KOs. Yep. So let's send this. That's basically it. Like, even if he does that, I still think it's very, very tricky to win this game because of the bad matchup and the opponent just understand how to play this. Like in game 2, the opponent had to maneuver around the trick and turns with like switching out the Tapu Lele, of course, switching out the landers into Urshifu and Urshifu into landers. Nozzle into the Incineroar, which is not great. Of course, you don't want to be paralyzed. It's really bad, even in Trick Room. Like, the opponent is just going for the play that gives him more chances to win, which is spreading paralysis, spamming the Nozzle, and at some point, the Incineroar might just get fully paralyzed. Now you bring the Stakataka. You have to assume, like here, if you would have like Flare Blitz the Raichu slot the previous turn, instead of doubling the Yveltal, here you can just Gyro Ball the Yveltal and Flare Blitz the Raichu again. He switches out into Urshifu or Landers. Landers, Gyro Ball. This Stack Attack is Life Orb. Let's see how much damage it does. 60%, that's a very bulky Landers. And Citrus Berry. Yeah, so you would have Flare Blitz the Raichu for a double knockout. Not double knockout, for a knockout. And then the next turn you can like double the Lando per se. It would have been better. You keep the Lele for the back. Just going for the Nozzle the Raichu. Yeah, the problem is you're like losing time in Trick Room, which is what you don't want to do. I think the Parcha doesn't give him that much, to be fair. Like, yeah, Lele underspeeds Raichu, but Stakataka misses the knockout. He goes for a U-turn to break the sash. The Raichu's still there with the sash. Yep. I suppose Yveltal goes down here, like already did his job. Yep. And the Raichu is still there. Like, Raichu's not a problem, I know, but if you get rid of it, so let me write that down. Here when he party shots. Yeah. Raichu is not technically a problem, but if you get rid of it, that means one switching less from the opponent, right? The opponent. And also you don't let him spam Nozzle against your entire team. So getting rid of it would have helped you to gain some momentum back. Yeah, Raichu's not technically a problem, I know, but if you get rid of it, that means one less switching option, or switch option. Let me probably word it better. One less switch option from the opponent. Also, you don't let him spam Nozzle against your entire team. So getting rid of it would have helped you to gain some momentum back, I think. Yeah. Then we send this comment there. He's ignoring the Raichu, and that is not technically gonna win him the game, but in this kind of matchups, when you have a very tough matchup, you kind of want to just like increase your chances by doing anything you can, and getting rid of one of the opponent's Pokemon, even if it's just a Raichu, is great because that means he doesn't have one extra switching option. Like, he's down to only 3 Pokemon. You can only switch out one slot, for example, if he doesn't want to risk whatever he brings to get a like attack off. Going for a Nozzle, Raichu's not doing anything, I know, but ignoring it might not be great. Like, especially because both Yveltal and Urshifu cannot protect. Like, if you get rid of one of those Pokemon, that's great. Lander surviving here is actually really bad, but that's Pokemon. I understand, like, he's ignoring the Raichu because Raichu's not actually doing damage to him, but again, as I already said a couple of times, it was just optimal to get rid of one of your opponent's option, like switching options, like one slot, so you limit the other ones that are not able to protect. Yeah, Landers came back. I think here the Trick Room is already over at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Or this is the last one of Trick Room. Stakataka gets paralyzed. I think he doubled the Raichu. I don't think this changes much, because if you double the Raichu, yes, you get rid of it, but Urshifu comes back and it's just, yeah, the end of Trick Room. And there's nothing you can do. You have like Incineroar in the back. You cannot fake out because of the psychic terrain, so it's just game over. And that's mainly because he never got rid of that Raichu. So yeah, just let the opponent to keep one slot for free there. And unfortunately, that's a loss for our friend here. Yep. I'm just gonna pause it there. And let's continue with another one. I'm just gonna send this replay. Let me submit it here. And let's just go to another one. I have another one here that I want to share with you guys. This one here. So, basically this other player is using a Eternatus team. Let's see. We're gonna see the team preview in a moment. Yeah. So he's using a Eternatus team, but it's pretty interesting that the Eternatus actually doesn't have a poison type attack. It's Meteor Beam, Dynamax Cannon, Flamethrower, and Protect, I think. And that's actually huge. It's actually huge because you don't have a real way to touch Xerneas. And the opponent here is using Xerneas. I think this guy mentioned that he already played game 1. So this basically the game that we're going to be watching here is game 2. And on game 1, the opponent led with Xerneas and Amoonguss and went for a Rage Potter and Geomancy. And this guy has a Spectre with Choice Scarf, which is it's a pretty weird set because his Spectre is Scarf with like literally no Shadow Ball. I think it has Mud Shot, Taunt, Snarl, and what was it? It was Snarl, Taunt, Mud Shot. I think it does have Shadow Ball. Taunt, Snarl, Mud Shot, Shadow Ball. Yeah. And the Rillaboom is Assault Bass Eternatus, which is also weird. No poison type move there. It's like, how do you touch here a Xerneas? There is no safety goggles either, so Amoonguss just has a field day here. Especially because the Spectre, like it has Taunt, but it's locked. Like if you go for a Taunt with Scarfmon, you're locked into it. In that situation, you kind of want to like Taunt both Amoonguss and Xerneas. So basically what I would do here is I wouldn't bring Eternatus. As crazy as it sounds, it cannot touch Xerneas. Like it literally cannot touch Xerneas. So I'm not sure if I should I would bring it here, to be completely honest with you guys. I think if you're restricted, doesn't provide any kind of pressure, I wouldn't bring it here. It's just death weight against Xerneas Amoonguss. Like, Amoonguss just puts you to sleep. Xerneas just destroys you. I would probably play this with like Celesteela, um, Celesteela Ensign lead with like Relevant Urshifu, or Celesteela Relevant lead with Ensign or Urshifu in the back, because the Urshifu sash, so you can survive any attack from the Xerneas. Relevant ignores the redirection from Amoonguss. Celesteela takes certain attacks pretty well, and with Urshifu you put pressure on both Incineroar and the Volcarona, which basically are the only ways this guy has to deal with your Celesteela. So I would say I would not bring Eternatus to this matchup because it doesn't have a real way to touch Xerneas. Even though it matches up decently well against the Urshifu. The Urshifu Rillaboom core from your opponent. Typing wise, Eternatus is great against Rillaboom and Urshifu, but it doesn't do anything against Xerneas. That's the main problem. Like, Xerneas just goes for a Geomancy and goes crazy. You don't even have a Sludge Bomb. So yes, you can bring it, but I would say it's better to bring the other mons. I wouldn't bring like Spectre here. It has Snarl, it has Taunt, but if the opponent repeats, the lead, basically it's a pretty tricky spot to be in, to be honest. Let's see if he does that. And yeah, there's a Xerneas Amoonguss. Celesteela is great here, and Spectre is not great here. I think he mentioned that he went for an Iron Defense, just like trying to prepare Celesteela for a potential Incineroar that might be in the back. But here, to be honest, I think the best play here is just going for a Taunt into the Amoonguss and Heavy Slam into Xerneas. I think, given the context, is the best play, because the opponent can do actually this. Just protect Xerneas and put everything to sleep. If you don't cover for that, it's just game over, probably. Not technically, but let me see here. I think, given your lead here, it might have been better to just go for a Taunt into Amoonguss and Heavy Slam into Xerneas, because that is the best possible scenario for you with what you had there, since it is slightly better. Let's say it's slightly better to let the Xerneas set up, but stopping the Amoonguss from putting your entire team to sleep. Since that allows more turns for the Xerneas to just destroy everything, right? To attack. And Heavy Slam is going to do a lot of damage to Xerneas, like should do around 60 to 70%, I suppose. So let's see. I think going for given your lead here, it might have been better to just go for a Taunt into Amoonguss and Heavy Slam into Xerneas, because that is the best possible scenario for you with what you had there. Since it is slightly better to let the Xerneas sit up, but stopping the Amoonguss from putting your entire team to sleep, since that allows more turns for Xerneas to attack. Yep. I think, yeah, this is a very, very bad spot to be in. Like, he went for a Snarl, which which doesn't give him anything, a Iron Defense, which doesn't give him anything. It would have been better just go for Taunt, Heavy Slam, even if the Mungus Rage Spotter. That's fine. That's fine. You taunt the Mungus so he cannot Rage Spotter anymore. And Heavy Slam is gonna do okay damage into Mungus, around like 40% probably. Now he goes for a Geomancy. You're stuck with Spectre there. You're gonna go for a Heavy Slam into Cernius here is your best option. Luke, that did like 70% damage. Yeah, 70% damage is great damage. But now the Mungus just put everything to sleep. Exactly. This could have been avoided by just doing the other way around. Now he Rage Spotters. He didn't fake out here? Why didn't he fake out? Oh, because, yeah, never mind. The Celesteela's asleep. Yeah, what am I saying? First turn of sleep, so you kind of have to hope that you wake up, and Cernius is just gonna get rid of Incineroar. Yeah, Rage Powder. Cernius goes for another Lasting Gleam. Incineroar is dead. Damage on Celesteela also. Celesteela takes the second turn of sleep, and then you don't have any other option. Yeah, Spectre is asleep. It didn't even take the first turn of sleep. It turns to Skin to touch Cernius, so this is basically a disaster. This is literally a disaster because you don't even have a way to touch Cernius with your Eternatus. And Cernius is boosted, it can just go for an attack here. Dazzling Gleam. I'm surprised it didn't go for Moonblast, just going for Dazzling Gleam. Like, trying to put the Celesteela in range of whatever he might have in the back, I suppose. Yep. And Celesteela woke up, Heavy Slam into Cernius, gets a knockout with a critical hit that didn't matter, but at what cost? Like, the Eternatus at least got the +1 and it's still alive, but you have a useless Spectre in the back. And Urshifu and Incineroar. Yep, Urshifu Incineroar. You cannot even do anything here. You already used your Meteor Beam. I think the Meteor Beam was actually not needed there to kill Mungus. I think Mungus was already like very low health. Is that correct? I'm not sure. Yeah, it was very low health because of the Flare Blitz from Ensign. So here you kind of had to keep, like, to be fair here, I think protect Eternatus and killing the Mungus with Celesteela is better. Yeah, I think protecting Eternatus, it's probably not better, but is an option. Is an option. It's a fair option. It's an option. But if you want to attack, don't use your Power Herb yet, since the Ensign might be in the back and you might need it. You might need the Power Herb. You might need it to get the Meteor Beam off. I think protecting Eternatus is an option, is a fair option. But if you want to attack, then don't use your Power Herb yet, since the Ensign might be in the back and you might need it to get the Meteor Beam off. Yep. And then, yeah, I mean, we just got the Rage Spotter. Celesteela woke up. I think if, like, had you attacked with another move here, like just like a Flamethrower, or Dynamax Cannon, whatever, you still had a solid chance of winning this. Because then the Eternatus has the option to Meteor Beam the Incineroar, and because the Incineroar Urshifu was the last two, you can Meteor Beam here and Leech Seed the Urshifu. Leech Seed the Urshifu, and Meteor Beam the Incinerator. Because you didn't have the option to Meteor Beam, the opponent doesn't feel any pressure. Like here. Since you didn't have the option to Meteor Beam anymore, the opponent didn't feel any pressure at all. But imagine if you still had the Power Herb active, you had the option to attack the Incin with Meteor Beam and Leech Sheet the Urshifu with Telestila. Yep. So he basically wasted his only way to kill Incineroar. And especially because he didn't have any real way to deal with Incineroar, like in this scene, since he didn't bring the Urshifu, that's something you shouldn't do. You shouldn't do. Like, it's a 1 HP Amoonguss. You can just go for a Dynamax Cannon and you're gonna be fine. That was a mistake. Wait, the Spectre? Yeah, the Spectre doesn't even have Taunt. Sorry, Shadow Ball. Did I see it correctly? Yeah, no Shadow Ball. It's just Snarl, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Mudshot. What? That's a weird Spectre set. Urshifu protects. Eternatus gonna do anything to Incineroar here. Even a +1 Dynamax Cannon is doing 50%. Hits the berry. Parting Shot. Yeah, this would have been winnable actually with the Meteor Beam still active. Spectre got a first turn awake, but even then, like, I would have doubled the Urshifu probably. Just to hope that I get a crit or something. Yeah. Let me put that. I think your only win condition now is to double the Urshifu and hope that you get a crit to get the knockout on it. Going for the Incin in this scenario doesn't win you the game. Win you the game because Urshifu is the strongest here. So it's the actual threat. I think your only win condition now is to double the Urshifu and hope that you get a crit to get the kill on it. Going for the Incin in this scenario doesn't win you the game because Urshifu is the strongest here. So that's your threat. So that should be your threat. Yep. And then at that point the game was pretty much over, I think. Yeah, Urshifu, like, it turned to survive with 9 HP, Flare Blitz into that slot, and then, like, yeah, you can get the knockout into the Incineroar here. You get the knockout into the Incineroar, you get the Grimnay, but that's just not gonna be enough. I'm surprised he doesn't even have, like, Shadow Ball. Spectre survives, but at that point it's just not even a critical hit should get the knockout here. Yep. And that was game. Yep. That's it. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here today, guys. I really enjoyed to share this new replay review system with you. And yeah, shout outs to the guys of Metafy. Like, it was a very nice thing to do here live, and I really wish that you guys also enjoyed this video. As I was saying, analyzing the replays is a really nice thing you can do, like analyzing your replays, analyzing the games you lose, the games you win, to see what you could have done better, you could have done differently. And this is a very nice tool for all the gamers out there. So if you want to try it out, feel free to go to Metafy and try to book your coaching session with any of the coaches, like great coaches out there. And also, I'm also doing coaching there, so if you want, there's my Metafy profile description in the link down below. So go and check it out. And yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shout out to Metafy, and until next time, peace, guys.